Ooh, I just got all gorgeous with my singing. That was falsetto beauty.
Yes, nothing truly spells summertime like the falsetto singing of the theme song to Doug. Do, 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 indeed.
Oh my God. Oh my gosh, my girlfriend's baby is so beautiful. And I don't even
changed.
I don't even care about
babies. Yeah.
I don't love babies.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could do without them. If I could just do without babies, I would.
Everyone knows, and yet you keep producing them, and you keep.
Well, all my friends are selfish, so they want to have babies because they think, oh no, my baby will live.
I get it. It's super weird. You have a bunch of selfish friends.
I mean, yeah, anyone who breeds is selfish. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Hi, YouTubes. We are back again for another rousing episode of you know what. Feeling good, feeling fine. Should we do it or? I mean, like, hold on. You know what? I have this thing here.
Hair?
Because my hair is so beautifully thick. And voluptuous, like my entirety, that it looks like a little cone up here, and it makes me really self-conscious.
Yeah, well, it's funny. I don't know. You think that if you have such big, beautiful hair, you would be proud of it, no matter what form it took. Instead, you're just focusing on this one little cone-oriented area, which I agree makes you look like a cone head. We are.
Yeah, I'm sorry that you can't experience what it's like to,
Oh, I mean, I could.
What does your hair look like long?
Like yours.
No. It's first of all, I doubt your curls are near as lovely as mine. I'm sure they're like, I bet it's like straight, curly. I bet it's like that.
It's luscious.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it's luscious hair.
Okay, grow it out. I don't like it. I don't care what you like and what you don't like. I think that you should at least grow it out for what? Do you think like a month? Do you think like if you grew your hair for a month, do you think we would see a little bit of the curlage?
It would be huge. A month? Are you kidding me? I get that it would be an inch long.
I don't believe okay, so this is for the YouTubes. Obviously, we should be asking folks, don't you think we should make Casey grow his hair out? For at least
I consider it, but I have to keep the side shaved because the minute I get a little tiny bit of growth on the side, I feel like the abominable snowman. I just feel huge and cold and
Is that true?
Yeah, it makes I see my face completely different, even like a little centimeter on the side, and I feel like I'm at the fattest I've ever been when I was 12. And I can't, I just can't.
This is something you need to be working with.
Dysmorphia.
Well, you should work that out because you're what, 40? Like, come on, get over it. Listen, you're not gonna you're not getting any rounder. Okay, you look fine.
I look great. I feel great. That's because I keep.
Okay, I said you look fine.
Great. I heard great. What was that? You coming through? I know we're on a delay.
Anyway, I would love to see you with curly hair. Is all I'm saying. I don't think
you, my mom, and Solomon are the three people who never shut the fuck up about it.
First of all, don't say never shut up about it because this is the first time we've ever talked about your hair.
Ever since you've learned about it, you've never shut up about it.
All right. Well, she's looking at her non-existent watch, so I'm wondering if that means she's ready to go. You and your subtleties, Miss. Fuck. Oh my God. Vanessa's on. Vanessa is chatting in the YouTube chats right now, Casey. And she is saying, grow it out. So that's my cousin Vanessa, and she knows about things.
I believe that. Love, Vanessa. You are, and 2 out of 2 members of the extended Soto clan do want me to.
Who will never shut up about it. Just shut the fuck up.
About it. Everyone learns about it. That's why I don't talk about it, because people never shut the fuck up about it. I don't want to be pressured.
Well, that's because we find out about your weird dysphoria.
I'll wait until I'm forced to grow my hair by the Supreme Court. Thank you very much. And in the meantime, I'm just going to do whatever I want with my body, involving knives and
no, you're going to have to grow it out because the Supreme Court, that is a very known gay man haircut. So in order to hide your faggotry, because the list alone is bad.
I don't want to look like Seth Rogen.
Okay. All right. Well, this has been great. Would you like to do a show?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a little countdown. Okay. We're going to start at 4, 3.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Gay Power Half Hour, the only gay podcast on the internet that's like monkeypox, because while we're technically for everyone, it's a lot easier to get us if you're gay. You know what I mean?
That is a good one.
With Casey Lai.
Hi, I'm Tony Soto. Very, very funny. Monkeypox is scary. You know that the numbers keep going up.
Yeah.
Luckily, New York has the most. I mean, I think it's coming our way, but
let's not start comparing and gloating just yet. That didn't work out so well in the COVID years. Or the
no, because listen, we always get that New York is our head start. All right. We're never going to pay attention to Europe because we don't care unless we're going to vacation. And that's just to go have high tea in London. But New York is our fucking, it's like, hey, something's coming. And so if it's shooting up there, it's coming here. So I'm just saying, be vigilant.
People in New York, friends are always like, I mean, I love Los Angeles, California, but like all the earthquakes and all the fires, you never know. And I'm like, yeah, but you've had like 100% more 9/11s than we've had. So I don't know, bad things happen everywhere. I wouldn't start nitpicking, And don't nitpick your monkeypox over there too, because that's bad.
Yeah, don't touch them. We went out over the weekend and hung out, and it was very, very fun. But we got onto the monkeypox conversation. I told you that there was this picture circling around on Twitter and this video. Now what this guy is doing, I think, is really kind of good.
Brave.
Because he is not only he's showing you what monkeypox can look like. It's in a very unfortunate place, so it just screams STD. You know what I mean? Like it's around his mouth. He is someone who enjoys sex. So he's getting some backlash because I guess his Twitter is very adult oriented. He likes gangbangs and whatnot, which is beyond the point. But
no.
I think it's really important because ultimately, wherever it starts, it's going to lead to everybody. So take that how you want. Like, we know what it looks like, and it's terrifying. You know what I mean?
Well, and I think, I think we were talking about it last week, but like the thing is, for me, it's with zero shame towards sexual behavior of anyone. The concern is like, unlike HIV, which for some reason never really made the big jump, and we can get into those reasons, but we don't need to. It's a half-hour podcast. Never made the big jump from to devastate the straight community in the ways that there were fears that it was going to. Monkeypox will there was these. We were talking there were these there were 2 kids who got it, and we were talking about how the kids got it. My fear was it was a gay uncle.
They had some gay dads on Fire Island.
Or not a gay dad. Well, yeah, that's not specifically my fear. I'm not a gay dad, but I am a gay uncle. I go to places. I'm not, but I'm not super worried about monkeypox right now because I am not engaging in the high risk zone area behaviors.
Right.
And I was, we were also talking about this when we were hanging out the other night, but I was reading a study where they surveyed 600, I think, of known cases across the world right now, mainly in the new outbreak in America and Europe, and 98% of those cases come from sexual contact. So while it's not technically an STD, it's certainly
because there's definitely other ways you can get it. I mean, you can even get it through spit droplets if you're super close, so at this point, if you don't need to be risky, don't, because we saw how we lost at COVID. And the thing is there's a vaccine for smallpox or monkeypox. There's a vaccine for monkeypox. It's just like, it's not here. Like, what the fuck is that shit? Like, what we are all about, like, let's make a lot of oil here, but like, why aren't vaccines here? Like, why don't we have a storage place somewhere for, I mean, we're very America first. Why do we have to wait from Denmark or wherever the fuck they are? Like, why do we have to wait?
I also don't understand how you can't like get a couple. Let's just maybe it's hard to fly a bunch of vaccines. What about a couple of big boats? You know, is it because the ports?
Hey, they flew baby formula here fucking faster than shit once those babies were
babies. For straight babies.
We do assume they are straight until they tell us otherwise.
Babies need to suck that milk until
that's not true. I'm going to tell you, there were a ton of people in my hometown when I was growing up who never gave me the benefit of the doubt. Never.
Well, I'm sure you were wagging your fucking finger in their face.
Even as a toddler, she was a little sassy, I guess, because people never were like, hey, you like girls? No, never.
I'm not assuming all babies are straight by any means. I'm assuming that they're assuming that all babies are straight. So when the babies start catching it, that's why we're going to need babies to start gaying it up when they start dying from monkeypox. So we know that it's not just the straight babies, it's the gay babies too that we need, that are important, even if it wasn't affecting the straight babies. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're right. But speaking of girls, didn't you just get in a fight with one?
She was a woman.
I have to know this story. Listeners, I don't know if you know how GPHH works, but we basically talk about what we're going to be talking about a day or two or the day of. And we don't necessarily talk a lot about our personal lives, but Casey was like, I did get in a fight with a woman at a Trader Joe's, so I guess I could talk about that. And I was like, you guess you can talk about that? That's all I want to talk about. So Casey, paint the picture.
Okay, it was a clear and sunny LA afternoon, Tuesday.
Was it the Trader Joe's that's under fire right now for the girl getting shot by the cops?
No, I mean is it still under fire for that?
The parents are suing. Yeah, the LAPD as of now, they're suing. Yeah.
Well, that's good.
I don't want to deflate your story, but
it wasn't the Trader Joe's fault. It was the police's fault.
Right. But it wasn't that Trader Joe's. It wasn't the one in Silver Lake.
It wasn't the Silver Lake one. It was the one in Hollywood on Vine. And I don't want to give any descriptions of it. It's a little specific because I do kind of want to talk about one of their employees who wasn't helping.
My God.
Anyway, I'm just in Trader Joe's, buying the essentials. And I was looking at some fruit in the aisle. It's summer peach season, so they got a lot. When it like Trader Joe's, whenever it's like a fruits in season, they just got a mound of that perfectly ripe summer peach. And I know a lot of times when people ask, like, Casey, what's your favorite fruit? I like cheekily say, oh, it's me. But if I was really forced to answer, I would say,
really, that's what you say? Oh, it's me.
Ripe.
I hate you. Go ahead.
Deliciously, perfectly ripe summer peach would be the more literal answer.
You like a peach. You're a peach girl. That's your fruit.
Peach, when it's perfectly ripe in the summertime, oftentimes, other times it can be too, mealy.
Listen, you can only get a good peach, for like 3 months. Like that is
3 months.
Yeah, 3 months.
And that's why, whenever I go buy a pound of peaches, at least.
So you were on a mission for some peaches. You were going in there being like, peaches. That's me.
I said I was there for the essentials, didn't I?
Okay, got it.
So, a bunch of peaches, a couple of nectarines.
What is that song? What is that song about peaches?
Peaches for free.
Peaches for free. That's right. Yeah.
Of the United States.
Yeah. Okay. Go ahead. I was like,
I'll tell you what. They weren't free. And this
so
is
you're handling some peaches. You're fondling some peaches.
I had been a bit, but there was a further loud kerfuffle happening over by the grapes.
Always rough by the grapes. Yeah.
Because not only are the peaches not free, the price of the champagne grapes have gone up a ton. Apparently, I don't know. I've never looked at the price of champagne grapes.
Do they taste like champagne?
I would imagine they have a bit of a sparkle to them.
Okay, they're not. They're not the cotton candy ones.
No, at least that's not what it said on the
Got it. I only eat the red and green grapes, so I'm not a fancy grape person. So go ahead.
And here's a question: what would you normally pay a pound for a red or a normal seedless red or green grape?
Probably about at this point probably like $2.30 a pound, maybe.
$2.30 a pound.
Yeah.
Okay. So at Trader Joe's, I think they were $4.99 a pound.
For the champagne grapes.
No.
Okay.
The regular champagne grapes were $9.99 a pound. I had never looked at champagne grape before, or at least closely enough to register how much it were. I would imagine they're like $7.99 a pound normally, So they say regular grapes $2.99 a pound.
Sure.
So they've gone up.
Right.
And this woman was loudly blaming Biden for the increase of the cost of champagne grapes. And instantly,
was this a white woman? Was this a white woman?
You had it correct. It's champagne grape. Yeah, she likes her white. She likes her grapes like she likes her presidents on the whiter side, almost translucent, greenish, if you will.
Got it.
And so I was like, here's a crazy woman, and yeah, I'll describe her a little bit. She was like small in stature, kind of like red frizzed hair, not on glance.
So an even fight.
Yeah, we both had pretty, we both had low centers of gravity, so we knew how to stand our ground for the ensuing fight that was about to happen. She was just wearing, she looked like she probably wandered up from one of those surf towns that's more OC area.
Got it. Linen pants, maybe.
No, but not fancy.
Sandals.
I would imagine that, like she would be like, I'm not conservative, I'm a hippie. And it's like, no, you're an idiot.
Got it. But like, bumper stickers, perhaps. Yeah, bumper stickers.
Lives on the beach and all of that.
Not that her looks matter or anything.
No, I'm not talking about her. I'm talking just a bit in general, because, I don't want to describe her though as like a fancy person, but I also don't want to describe her as a full on, like, not so crazy,
She has Nanchampa incense.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. That she says she got from her good friend, who is the head of an Indian tribe.
Right. Right.
And
she's a quarter Cherokee.
She's not racist. She's a quarter Cherokee.
Yeah.
And then so but my ear perks up at that. It's my Aries moon. I'm always like, okay, you know what I love to do? Fight in an aisle somewhere. So let me see if I have justification. I don't want to be crazy about it, but I was like, let's see where this goes.
Sure.
And then she's kind of like loudly talking to, honestly, literally anyone who'd pass by. So, and then
one of those, yeah.
And she's talking to the one of the women arranging the fruit. That's her job at Trader Joe's, the fruit arranger. She turns to this other guy complaining about the champagne grape price. And then he must have agreed with her, because she then turns back to the woman at Trader Joe's. She goes, see, another one. This person's like us. He agrees with us. Another one of us. And then I'm like, oh God. So like, what are these people? I want to know. And then out of nowhere, she just loudly says, I voted for Trump twice, proudly. And I was like, okay, whatever. And again, I'm going to let this slide. But she's at this point, she's just like wandering around the fruit aisle, like spewing her like hate spittle all over my delicious like summer peaches.
Summer peaches, yeah, the peaches.
And I'm getting angrier and angrier. And then she goes, this is why Putin invaded Ukraine, and that's why it's okay. And again, she hasn't really said anything other. I'm like, champagne grapes. Is that why? Is that why Putin invaded the Ukraine? And so at this point, I'm like kind of ready to pounce on this woman, looking for a good fight with.
Yeah, you wanna give your 2 cents.
And then so she turns back to the woman who I'm assuming is Russian, the Trader Joe's woman, because she then starts talking about why Putin is good. And this is when all I said was, Putin's a fascist. Okay. And then she whips her head over me and she goes, oh, I'm a fascist. We're fascists because I can't stand the inflation. We're just normal people. And then I was like, I didn't call you a fascist, ma'am. I said, Putin is a fascist. And we then get into it over, she gets mad at me over, I don't know my history. How could Putin be a fascist when it's the Ukrainians who are fascists, because Russia is communist, and that's the opposite of fascist. And I was like, sounds like haven't been reading history. You've been reading Russian propaganda.
Go ahead.
And then I said, have you ever talked to a gay person from Russia? And she goes, oh, Oh, it's always about that stuff for you people.
You peopled you.
It's always about that stuff for you people.
Oh, I bet your hip was jutted though, so she had a good inkling.
First of all, I was like, "How dare you know I'm one of those people?" First of all,
one of us.
Second of all, you're right. I do care more about what happens to the health and mental well-being of queer people more so than the several extra dollars you are now paying for your champagne grapes, ma'am. Maybe get the regular grapes. I know they've gone up a little bit too, but I'm not sure it's enough to vote for a fucking fascist. And then at this point, I'm like, I'm not getting anywhere, and I just like walk away, and I give her like a peace sign. And you know, my blood was kind of burning. It was a little bit of a scene, but like it was enough that I felt like I did enough for humanity that day in the fruit aisle of the Trader Joe's. But then
did she stop yelling at you, or like
she was excited to talk. You know, she was looking for a reaction.
Sure. Listen, no, I mean, do you shop with headphones in or no?
Not since all of the murders. I want to have my wits about.
Listen, the thing is, it's like you're always going to hear the gunshot. You know what I mean? You're always going to be like, "Oh, is that a firework?" But I keep my headphones. There are sometimes where I don't even play my headphones. I just keep them in.
Right.
Like I was just because I'm like, people are less likely to engage. But I mean, I remember early on, like after things were opening up and the prices of groceries started going up, I was grocery shopping at the Albertsons in my neighborhood. And there was one of those loud talkers who was trying to like, this broccoli, like, and I'm just grabbing my fucking pineapples and I walk away. Because I'm like, listen,
how many pineapples?
Well, no, I just get like the little things that are pre-chopped because I live alone, you know, like I'm like, so like I get my fruit pre-packaged. Thank you, grocery stores. But I'm just like, look, we all know. And the thing too, Trader Joe's, bitch, like inflation is a world issue. And this is the problem. It's like you're wasting your time bitching about champagne grapes and about Biden when it's like everyone is feeling the pinch. There is not a single person in this huge fucking floating rock that isn't feeling it. So like, don't y'all have Facebook? Like, isn't that what y'all use Facebook for? Like, and also, Casey, real quick, can you not start fights with our demographic, please? Can you not start fights with older white ladies? They like us, all right? All the older white ladies, I bet she listens to this show. And now she's like, shout out to the bitch at Trader Joe's.
Yeah. And shout out to all of our bitches at Trader Joe's. We love all of you. We appreciate all of you guys listening. But here's the thing. If you listen to the podcast, you know enough that if you're going to start a fight in a Trader Joe's in the greater LA region, you might encounter, a real revved up Casey at some point. So, and also
it's like, know your audience. You're going to find some like-minded people in LA for sure, but you're at the fucking Trader Joe's on Vine Street where they're closing down fucking Starbuckses because the neighborhood is too rough. They don't give a shit about your fucking opinion on champagne grapes. All right, they need
to talk to someone, and it's and I get it. I social media. I would rather everyone be just ranting and raving in the aisles of their supermarket than fucking on Twitter, because then at least you could see their faces and you can tell they're a real person. It was just it was the moment where she heard me say fascist and she assumed that I was calling her a fascist. And I'm like, you're a dumb bitch. I'm not calling you a fascist. I'm just calling you a dumb bitch. But like, I'm calling Putin a fascist. And it is amazing to me the how that issue is being used. That's going to as prices stay up, like America doesn't have the metal to stay in for the righteous democratic reasons of that war. Like we're only going to stay in for as long as prices are not like totally out of control. And they're going to twist that they're going to twist that knife in by saying, oh, it's the price of the grapes. You're still paying for this much for grapes at Trader Joe's.
Yeah.
And you refuse to buy the regular red and white ones because you're a fucking bitch.
And honestly, I don't see food bouncing back anytime soon. I definitely don't think that inflation prices on food are going to go down this year. I mean, I think that's why they're rushing so hard to get the oil down so much, is because it's like, look, we had a pandemic, a global pandemic. Things were stopped. Things were, I mean, think about how when it first opened up in the boat towns, I don't even know what's the piers or whatever, when the oceans were just full of fucking ports. Yeah, thank you. Full of ships, because it takes a while for things to get back. But we are this internet society now where we need it quick. We need everything done immediately. And the thing is, it's like technology and reality are never going to mix. Technology is to make things easier for us. But look, we are destroying the planet that we are living on, and it's becoming more and more hostile to live here. So reality is going to be harder than your fucking computer in your pocket.
We should start figuring out how to make that giant plastic island in the middle of the Pacific some sort of like middleman hub. So we just I don't know. Can we figure out a way to put the plastic island the size of Texas in the Pacific to use from a supply chain issue? It could be like Iceland in the Pacific, where it's just like an easy.
Yeah. Put some tarp over it. Put some
tarp over it, put some workers on it, and call it a boat city. What do you call it? A city with boats? A port.
I can't be bothered about words. I mean, listen, the world is on fire. The only thing I can truly think about, because you wake up every day because look, Mother Nature is mad. She is drowning the hillbillies. She is burning the Republicans in Texas.
She is yelling about grapes in the grocery store. She is angry.
She is angry, and so but I got a little joy. Recently because I'm always happy when the real thieves are robbed. You know what I mean? Like the real people that are doing damage and stealing, which to me are any kind of religious affiliation. Anyone who spouts any kind of invisible deity nonsense. I'm like, you're the real thief. Like, you're stealing shit constantly. Like, if you're an evangelical preacher driving around in a jet, you're the problem.
It's God's jet. A jet is shaped like a cross. And what else would I rather travel? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, recently in Brooklyn, there was this Brooklyn pastor who was giving his service on Sunday, giving the gospel, talking about it. Well, these gun-toting robbers came in and they robbed the church. Now, here is the clincher. The amount of jewelry found on the preacher himself and the wife was $1 million.
Ooh. Were they the only people who got robbed? Did he take some deacons?
You know what? I'm kind of I'm sure they ravaged you always come in after the tithe. You know what I mean? Or come in during the tithe. That's the best time to come in.
Plates, yeah.
But no, I don't remember. I did not read anything saying that the congregation was robbed or anything like that. But it. We talked about this before we recorded it, and it's just the funniest part to me because the preacher was being interviewed. He's like, yeah, so I had my bishop ring on, I had my wedding ring, and I had whatever church jewelry Jesus likes you in on a Sunday. Jewelry. He likes you to be sparkly. Jesus likes his sluts to be sparkly. So he had that shit exposed, and he was like, I know these guys had a plan because they came in and they were feeling around on him because he had multiple chains underneath his preacher clothes.
Right. Well,
keep it on you. That's prison mentality. That's you keep it on you. You stuff your mattress. Don't trust the banks.
Right. Well, you can't take it with you, as they say. So you might as well wear it at every chance you can.
Might as well have it on you.
Unless, of course, you're gonna get robbed. Look, I don't love the story that involves gun-toting maniacs running into any place and scaring a group of. Look,
it's all reality now. You got to start just embracing it.
Agreed.
We can't get worked up about it anymore because we don't care.
And I have to say, now that I'm thinking about it, I need to stop picking fights with conservatives in grocery stores because they're probably the ones with the guns.
Yeah, girl. She could have been from Nevada.
And she'd be like, I was a good guy with a gun. I shot that communist. And I'm like, I just said Putin was I thought you said Putin was a communist, so they were good. You're contradicting everything.
It's fine. She was one of those people.
Also, I'm bleeding out.
Those people do.
Yeah, I'm bleeding. Whatever,
Okay, sure. Yes, I understand. No one wants to fucking have that storyline or that narrative. Right. However,
we do love a good case of hypocrisy. Are you watching? Have you seen Money Heist on Netflix? It's the Spanish language.
I haven't. No, but you were talking about it. So tell me why I need to watch it.
I think I'm going to go to Barcelona next month, and so I need to just pick up some more Spanish, or at least know how to lisp better.
No, you're doing just fine.
Remember how to lisp better. I spent a lot of years in speech therapy losing this, and it turns out I should have just moved to the Basque region. What was the point? Oh yeah, that was the only point. Oh yeah, they steal from the mint, and they're not stealing from anyone because they're printing their own money. And it's like, yeah, if you can get away with a clean crime like stealing from a hypocrite, then partially do it, but don't kill anyone.
No, but steal from all the churches you want. Here's the thing: churches are on my shit list. Typically I am very open-minded to them and what they do, but they are really grinding my gears now because they just have comments and opinions. And I'm sorry, outside of your dumb little book, you can't have opinions. And your opinion should not matter on a bigger scale because you believe in invisibility. This is the thing. I know I beat this dead horse, but why is it that some idiot evangelical preacher can be on his pulpit talking about how shitty Biden is and how the Lord told him to Trump is fucking the king and blah, blah, blah. But if a fucking mother drowns her 3 babies in a bucket because there was the devil in them, why is that not true? I'm sorry, you can't have it either way. You can't have it. You can't. So either it's all bullshit or isn't bullshit. But I'm banking on you're all bullshit.
Yeah, it does seem. I'm not sure unless the Webb satellite can get a clear picture of God's balls somewhere up in the heavens. It's going to be hard for me to believe that it's not all bullshit. But keep looking, James Webb.
We only have a few minutes left, but I do think that we need to talk about Matt Gaetz for just a second, because
I don't want to call him Matt Gaetz because I don't want to put the word gay anywhere associated with Matt.
What do you want to call him?
He is a straight pedophile. Matt straight
pedophile, allegedly,
but with the Z at the end. Pedophile.
Yeah. Allegedly, recently gave a speech where I don't know who are the writers for these people. Do you think that Matt wrote his own thing, or do you think that he paid someone? Because here's the running joke now for conservatives is that it's all these pro-abortion activists are ugly. They look like thumbs. No one want to fuck them. Why do they care about abortions? No one wants to fuck them. No one wants to fuck them because they're. And I was like, now Matt, I did not realize there was so much inner hate with the thumb community, because if there's anyone who looks like a walking thumb or a really jagged tooth, it's fucking Matt Gaetz. I just
a couple of things. First of all, Matt Gaetz, I'm pretty sure you'd fuck Olivia Rodrigo. Okay. 1, because she's hot. 2, because she's 17 or 18. We know that's your type. And 3, she's a fucking abortion rights activist. So, oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay, sure. They're all thumbs. No, me thinks you look in a mirror, what you saw was a thumb. And so that was the first thing that came to your mind. Or you listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, which is probably also possible.
Listen, I've watched a lot of Trump rallies. I've seen a lot of thumbs. You know what I mean? And then don't tell me that they're and those are the anti-abortion people. So here's the thing, it's so basic. It doesn't
matter what you look like, first of all, to be on either side. Okay,
because he was later questioned by the press, and the press was like, what do you say to the people who are offended by what you said? He's like, be offended. This is not someone who should be representing the people. Go ahead.
Well, not to cut you off, but this is the Trumpification. This is the Trumpification of all politics and all things. It's the social mediaification, and Trump is the personification of the social mediaification. But it has affected all. It's affected everything, but especially politics. You couldn't say. I think it go. maybe it goes back to Hillary Clinton. And once she entered the White House in the way that literally everyone just fucking shat on her from beginning to end. And I'm not, if you hate Hillary Clinton, that's fine. I get it. But like when it came to everyone just shat on her from beginning to end about her looks and all of these things. And it just became, John McCain made that joke famously about like Chelsea being ugly. And it's like, that's where the Clintons allowed it. And they opened themselves up for a lot of criticism.
Was that John McCain?
John McCain. Yeah. There was
wow.
He says it was something about how Chelsea is Janet Reno's daughter, and it was like, got them both, way to go, John McCain. Point is like, Matt Gaetz should have been kicked out of Congress. Shouldn't even been elected to Congress. But this is what we have. Is it shocking that DeSantis and Gaetz, two of the biggest proponents of shit politics, come from Florida? Probably not. But here's what we have. It's the Floridification. Trump is the personification of the social mediaification, which is the Floridification of the entire goddamn nation.
And with that, we have come to the end of GPHH.
Can I just say, I do have one more point.
Please. Yeah, please.
How about that Gaetz? How about that 10-year-old girl who got raped? Was she hot enough to get raped?
They don't care. This is the thing. It's like, this is what makes it so crazy. It's like anyone who gets outraged about anything, I'm like, you really don't care. You really don't care. You thought of something to tweet. Like, honestly, that's all it was. You thought of something to tweet. You probably don't even mean that tweet. Like, get the fuck out. Like, it's wild. Save your outrage the next time a fucking another 10-year-old gets raped. Next time a bunch of fucking grade schoolers get killed in a public setting. Like, save it. Because if it mattered to you, then these people wouldn't be representing. And the fact that Trump nominees in all categories of politics are making it to their fucking primaries is wild.
Yeah.
All right, but we're done. We've come to the end. Casey, do you want to tell people if you're up to anything?
Sure. You can see me this Friday at a show. I forget the name. It's at 9:00. It's in Silver Lake, behind Cafe Tropicala, in what I believe is an AA meeting hall. So things are going great. And if you want to learn more about that show, follow me on Instagram at KCLEY. And if you can't catch me there, I will be hanging out in the fruit aisle of Trader Joe's in Hollywood, rustling up some arguments.
Shout out to the newest comments that we have on our iTunes page. I mean, listen, I'm just, if you leave a comment on our iTunes page, I am going to start giving you shout outs because I appreciate it. And you know what? I don't care if it's bad, like write bad shit. Who gives a shit? We need to look well-rounded. We can't have everyone loving us. But if you would like to, follow the show, find our iTunes page, subscribe to it, rate the show, leave a goddamn comment. It always helps. Also, speaking of Friday, if you are going to be sitting in front of your computer around 3 p.m. Pacific time, please tune into the Mom Podcast Twitch channel and watch Fina Barbatal and myself watch the finale of RuPaul's Drag Race finale. And we're going to be talking during it. So, tune into that. Also, I am the Tony Soto Show on Instagram, Twitter, and Venmo. And we'll be back again next week. So, bye.